Hello guys, we are back with a reading vlog. I did heatless curls last night. Oh, can you tell? Can you even tell? I'm guessing probably freaking not. Oh, this is not good. I am in a huge reading slump, so I really need to get out of that. I need to brush my hair because this is a state. I haven't read in like a week. I think the last book I attempted to read was A Catcher in the Rye, and I think that's why I'm in the position I'm in today, is because that book, every time I've picked that up to read it, I've been like, oh god, I can't do it. This video is about getting out of a book slump. So maybe I'll go on Pinterest and see if there's any advice on there. Okay, so one of these tips just say join a book club. I don't think that's going to get me out of my reading slump right now, is it? Pick up an old favourite. I was thinking this. I've been wanting to reread If We Were Villains for so long. So maybe this is the time. Read something shorter. I've been reading shorter books recently because I've just been in a slump. Try a new genre as well, but also I have neglected my Kindle recently, and whenever I pick up my Kindle, I can read a book like that. The agenda for this vlog is use my Kindle, try a new genre, reread an old book. In terms of different format, obviously Kindle, audiobook, but I also am wanting to read A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. So that's kind of a different format of book because it's a play. I keep accidentally taking photos of myself instead of recording myself. I was saying I wanted to reread an old book. Let's just go to my bookcase, shall we? Okay, you are in my bookcase right now. Hopefully this lighting is not too annoying and it's on me more. So we could reread, as one of the books I reread, If We Were Villains, because I love this book. I think I have to, because I was between this and Six of Crows, and I've read Six of Crows kind of too recently. Right, I'm putting you down here because that lighting was annoying and I literally was recording myself, but I thought I wasn't. So I think If We Were Villains is definitely going to be on this list for my reread. We're doing a reread, different genre that I'd usually go for, and then a different format. So we've got a Kindle book for that, and also maybe some, because I've got some poems, I've got some Emily Dickinson poetry, so I feel like I do want to be reading some of these because, you know, it just switches up a different pace. So we've got that format, and for a different genre, I don't know what I'm feeling, because I have been wanting to read The Lamb for a while, and this is horror. I don't usually read horror, so maybe we should pick this. And I know I'd enjoy this because it's kind of cannibalism, and I do love a book about cannibalism, dare I say. So we've got this, but we also got maybe like The Little Prince, because this is like children's book. Like, it's like Peter Pan in the way that it's a children's book, where it's not really a children's book, it's just like children can read it. I've got actually no idea. But we have this for a different kind of vibe, different genre. So maybe we keep these three out. So we've got The Little Prince, The Lamb, poetry, and a reread. And then on my Kindle, this is very ambitious, but you know, we need a selection of completely different things going on here. And on my Kindle, I've got a few books in here. I've got The Isle of the Silver Sea, which I started reading when I was in the bath yesterday, and I was getting really like, I wasn't in it because I was like, I had a face mask on, I was hearing noises, it was a whole ordeal. But we've got that on my Kindle. So I feel like the first thing I want to go to is, see, like, this is the problem with me, because now I've given myself choice and I've got no idea what to do. Obviously, If We Were Villains is an easy choice to pick up because I know what's going on. The thing is, see, this is the problem with me. I don't know what to do, because the problem with a reread is that I would want to annotate it usually, and I'm not really in the mood to be annotating because that's just going to prolong the reading experience, which is going to prolong this reading slump because it's going to tie me down to one book. So maybe maybe rereading a book is not the best thing to do right now, and we just go for like other things. I feel like the first book we should go for should be The Little Prince, because not only is this a tiny weeny book, it's also written with children in mind, so it should be very easy for me to digest. So I think we're going to start with The Little Prince. I'll get back to you with how that's going. Guys, it is literally Friday. I don't know if I started filming this on Monday or not. Either way, I just haven't looked appropriate to film a video, and this is the only time I have. So we're going to do a bit of an update because I finished The Little Prince. I think if I did start this on Monday, I think I finished this Wednesday. I can't remember, but like I read about 20 pages of it on Monday and then fully finished it on Wednesday. And it's actually incredible. I 100% recommend this because it just is very profound. For like children's literature, it's very, very good. Like The Little Prince is like this alien prince, this alien boy who's like going to these different planets to find, I don't know, meaning or something, and he like goes to like a planet of a businessman who's counting stars and pretending that like they're gold and like that's his business, is that he owns these stars. And the Little Prince is like, well, that doesn't make any sense, the stars don't belong to you. And then the businessman is like, no one else has claimed them, so they're mine now. And it's just like, wow, it's just such a good viewpoint of why like grown-up life is so flipping stupid and futile, and what capitalism and what grown-ups have decided to do with this life is so stupid. Like, why are we like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's very, very good because it's through a child's mindset, and it's like, why are you saying the stars are your currency? They're stars. There was like a drunk man who the Little Prince regarded as very similar to the businessman, and saying that they had no reason or rhyme or reason for what they were doing. They were just the drunk man was just drinking to forget he's a drinker, so he just continually drinks, and it's like he's got the same logic as the business banker man. Anyway, very, very good, and obviously it's a tiny little book, so it's very quick to read. I am now reading The Lamb, which, if you don't know what The Lamb is about, it is about a child and mother. The mother is a cannibal, and so is the daughter, because you eat what your mum gives you at that age. And the mother collects strays from the woods because their house is in the middle of the woods, and she lures them in and then kills them and then eats them. And I just think I currently am writing a little bit about cannibalism, like fiction about cannibalism, and I couldn't write about cannibalism. How many times have I said cannibalism in the last 30 seconds? I can write things and watch things about cannibalism, but I find it very difficult to read things because we're talking about like eating like fingers and stuff in this, and it just makes me feel really ill. Like, I don't know if it's because I kind of am a vegetarian. I hate chicken, I hate pork. Like, the fact like eating meat does sometimes make me feel really sick, and I don't eat meat ever anymore, apart from I will have a beef burger sometimes, okay, but that's like, even then, like when I eat beef recently, I'm still like, I don't know if I can have this because it's a dead animal on my plate. That's a different conversation. Either way, I just think the act of eating something that was once living and breathing like makes me feel sick, because it's just like, especially because it's human. Obviously, it's like, you know, when someone like breaks their leg and you see it and now your leg hurts, it's kind of like that. I am on chapter 10, which is only page 36. Something I do like about this, which is helping with my reading slump, is that the chapters are so short, so that is great. However, talking about other books, I am thinking about rereading Six of Crows, because obviously I'm not going to annotate this because this is a special edition and I just want to reread it. I want to be in this world again. So yeah, I really want to read Six of Crows again, because I feel like with The Lamb, I'm a bit iffy about it, because it's like, it's very good. It's good, and I like that we're reading this from a younger girl's perspective, and it's like, it's very like to the point. We're not using flowery vocabulary or anything. It's very real, and her perception of her mother and eating people and luring people, and it's like, I do like this, but I feel like I need this because I can't always be in the mood for this, and that is what got me into a reading slump, is I've not been in the mood for stuff. But Six of Crows, a reread? Yes, this is the reread we're talking about. I'm not reading If We Were Villains because I need to like set out time for that, but then I don't want to in my head have time set out for that, because then it's like, that's putting me in even more of a slump. But basically, I want to set out time for If We Were Villains because I want to annotate that. I need to be reading that when I'm obsessed with it. Like, for example, I'm currently annotating The Secret History. Sorry, it's a bit dusty, but I'm currently rereading The Secret History as like this is like in the back of my mind, like it's not an active thing, volcano terms, it's more dormant, okay? Let's flick through, like I'm annotating it, but like I'll pick this up when I want something to do, because I'm like properly, and I'm listening to the audiobook at the same time, which Donna Tartt has narrated, but this is like kind of what I'm doing, like I'm properly like tearing it apart, because I love, one of the things I love on TikTok, which I don't really like TikTok, but I mean I do like TikTok because I've got a good community on there, but I've been seeing a lot of secret history conspiracy theories and tangents online, and I love it. That's what made me want to reread The Secret History again, is because I would love seeing what people thought about Julian, about Henry, about Richard. I just loved it all. People say obviously Julian and Henry are in some kind of like relationship, and obviously that's, I feel like you would understand that, but it's like there's greater things going on, and I just love it. Like I want to read Crime and Punishment, because I think Crime and Punishment has a lot of ties into The Secret History, and then I want to read The Secret History again after that. I need to stop talking about The Secret History though, because that is not what this video is about. So yeah, might read this next, or might start it, because this is just a book to keep me reading. Recommend this wholly. It is incredible, and it's such a short read, but it's such a brilliant one. So profoundly brilliant. So read this if you haven't. I feel like everyone and mum already has. I'm like the last one. I'm late to the party. I know a lot of people like this, and I'm enjoying it mostly so far. I'm just a bit like, ugh. I cannot sometimes deal with descriptions of consuming the human body. But yes, I think we will be starting Six of Crows, but that's where I'm at right now. It is Friday. I will see you when I've started Six of Crows, when I finish the lamb, whatever, but I'll be seeing you. Hello divas. I don't know why I said that in my head. It sounded much more fun, but I wanted to do a reading update. It is Monday and I have started my reread of Six of Crows. I'm on page 52, and let me tell you, I feel right back at home. I love this book so much. I think everything about it is actually perfect. I just love found family, heist, crime, imperfections. I love a book when it's not a chosen one trope. Like, there's a little letter in this edition of Leigh Bardugo saying she's already written a chosen one story, now it's time for the underdogs. And I agree, because I think a lot of the time reading a story where there's a chosen one is very repetitive, dare I say, because it's like, oh, only one person can like make the world better again, or only one person can do this, that or the other, and it's like, I like it when we get a band of people that probably shouldn't be together and they make a crazy thing happen. Anyway, the Lamb update, still on chapter 10. I have not read more of this, which, I don't know, I just feel like getting out of this reading slump is way more difficult than I thought it would have been. Another update, I'm like firing through these, but I did just go and trip into Waterstones, and I got East of Eden, because I've been hearing so much good stuff about this book. I read Of Mice and Men when I was 11, I dare say, and I read it in my English literature class. I remember my teacher being very passionate about it. I think a book like this is really going to speak to me. I think I'm not religious, so I know the story of Adam and Eve, and I probably do know the story of Cain and Abel, but I feel like I do, but I'm gonna have to touch up on that because I'm quite rusty with Bible references. That's what I was also thinking, like, I'm going to university in September to study English literature. I feel like I need to read the Bible because there's so many Bible references in literature and I haven't read the Bible. So it's like I'm missing important references, but the Bible is so long and it's like, is it worth it? Yes, it is worth it, but I mean, I probably should. I need to view it as like not reading it all in one. There's this girl on TikTok that I've seen who is atheist and she is just reading the Bible as it is, and her I've seen one video and it was very interesting. I need to find her again because I think her take was so fun. But yeah, that is my current update. Let me know also how you're finding this video, because I've done one reading vlog before this and that is very different to how I'm filming this because I'm still trying to find my YouTube style. This is just more like reading updates over a few days rather than filming me reading and doing anything else. So if this is more enjoyable, let me know, or if you prefer to see like clips of me reading or anything, let me know, because I'm also filming this on my new camera. I don't have a tripod. Well, I do have a tripod, but I haven't tried the tripod and the camera out together yet, so I don't know how that works. Either way, this is my update. Good morning. You are joining me as I'm about to straighten my hair because I'm getting my hair cut this afternoon, so it needs to be straight. What I wanted to make this little clip about was an update, because last night, it is Tuesday, last night I read some more of The Lamb, so I just wanted to give a few thoughts on that and where I am. I think I'm like 90 pages in. Do you know what, so far, like the bit I've just got to has like made it much more intriguing than what was going on before, because I will be talking somewhat about what's going on in the book, so if you haven't read it then listen with care. But we've just got to a bit where our protagonist, Margot, our narrator, has gone out to Eden's car and has gone inside her car and she has found a newspaper clipping, or just a newspaper, of a report saying about 2 girls going missing in the woods that they live in. So now I'm thinking, oh my god, Eden is some kind of FBI, well obviously not FBI because we're in England I think, but like some kind of MI5. Well, like, what's the English equivalent of the FBI? CSI? I don't know. No, I feel like MI5 is like spies and stuff, not... Is it CSI? I don't know. But there's like some kind of police agent and that is her, because it's like, well, she must have just come to like figure out what's going on. And I bet that comment earlier about, oh, I've got a secret ingredient, is her trying to suss out like whether they're eating them or not. So maybe she's like an undercover agent, which I think is very intriguing and interesting. But that's where I've gotten up to. I think now I'm at this part in the book where it's like I'm very interested in what's going to happen now. I feel myself easing out of this reading slump. Like, I think what gets me into a reading slump is having to think like, whatever book I pick up now, like, it all depends whether it's going to be fast-paced or not, like if that's going to send me into a reading slump. Because if it's like slow at the start, then I'm just going to be like, well, when are we getting into the story? Because I can be in a mood where I am in the mood for a slow-paced book, but then otherwise I'm just like, if this is not fast-paced, I'm going to go into a slump of like 6 months. And that's kind of what happened when I picked up The Catcher in the Rye, which sent me into this flipping reading slump. I just think that book is not for me, and obviously I want to read it in the future, and maybe when I'm older I'll have a better go with it, but I just like, I cannot read that at this time in my life because it is sending me into slumps. Twice now it has done that. So yeah. Hello guys. First of all, haircut reveal is very, very short. I wasn't loving it when I got it, but I washed my hair yesterday and I've curled it and I'm somewhat open to it right now. But I do want to do a reading update and reading update, because I am going to the cinema soon to watch Sinners because it's a re-release. So excited, and I look nice, so I thought, well, might as well film a clip for YouTube. But yeah, so with The Lamb, I think last time I went up to 35. I think The Lamb, I'll be finishing The Lamb first in this vlog, and it'll probably end when I finish The Lamb. But I've picked up Project Hail Mary on my Kindle, and I'm very excited about this because I want to watch the film. I have seen the trailer, Ryan Gosling in the trailer, it just looks incredible. Like, I think I'm gonna flip and love that film, so I thought, well, it's coming out next week I think, so might as well read the book first. I'm liking the book. I think it is, dare I say, very obvious to me that it is written by a man, but I think that's like because it's first person and we start off with our narrator not knowing who he is, where he is, so it's like we're on this journey with him, really. I like that. I love books that are like that, when it's like we are basically the same level of knowledge as the narrator. I think that's very cool, so I do like that. But yes, I haven't read any more Six of Crows, I don't think. Lamb update. I think I have said to you before that I thought that Eden was some kind of FBI, CSI agent person, and that hasn't really been followed through yet, which I guess I expect, because we are being told this story from a 10-year-old girl, so she's not gonna hang on to details as much as we would. But I think that's very, like, that's all the more intrigue is about it now, because it's like she's sowing seeds for us to be like, okay, that's important, but we don't know why yet. Or we kind of do know why, but she doesn't know why, so it's going to be interesting to see how the following events unravel. But yeah, this is just a quick little update that I've started Project Hail Mary, and I'm a bit of a chunk more into the Lamb, and I'm seeing Sinners in the cinema with my father tonight, so that's great. Let me tell you, it was a flipping... The fact that I'm going to the cinema tonight is just a blessing, really, because so many things were trying to make me not go, but I'm going and I'm going to be there, and I'm so excited. I've watched Sinners before, but I watched it on my laptop. Didn't see it in cinema when it came out for some unknown reason, I don't know why, but I'm very excited because it's a re-release, so it's only showing today at a specific time. I booked tickets last week. I'm just very excited indeed. I think it's so fun when a cinema re-releases something, so yeah, that is my little reading update. And again, I hope this vlog is entertaining, because I know I'm filming this in a very different way as to how I filmed my last one, because this is just clips of me updating you, having a little chat with you. So yeah, let me know again let me know in the comments below if you like this one, or if you have watched my last video, if you like that style more. But yeah, see you when I've read some more, I guess. Hello baddies, we are back. It is Tuesday the 10th. It has been a while since I started this reading vlog. However, update, I finished The Lamb. Okay, I finished it this morning, and we need to talk about this, okay, because in one of my last clips I said something about how I thought Eden was going to be some kind of like FBI agent who's been like tracking them and has like found them and it's gonna like bring them in as like these cannibalistic murderers who, like, you know, are killing and eating people. I couldn't have been more wrong. Obviously spoilers for this little bit when I'm talking about it, but Eden is just a cannibal too. Like, she saw it in the newspaper that 2 girls went missing. She thought, oh, I wonder if someone's eaten them, so she went and found Margot and her mum, and now she's just living with them. And this ended, I kind of suspected, well, I think the reason I thought Eden was like an FBI agent is because I've just been watching too much Criminal Minds recently. I always think like that. And this is a horror, so I should have been more open to the fact that it wasn't gonna end like happily, because it's a flipping horror, not a crime or something that's gonna end with like the police involved. Like, do you know what I mean? I just really thought about it the wrong way, but that's fine because I really enjoyed it for the most part. Again, I did find some of the descriptions around eating fingers and stuff a little bit squeamish, but that's just me. Like, I can write about that, but it's hard for me to read about that. Like, I can also watch, like, I started to watch Hannibal like last year, and that was like, I could watch that easily, but to read about it, I think it's just more like psychological. How it ended, I was glad that Margot's mum and Eden got what they deserved for doing what they did to Margot, and I'm also glad that the bus driver was the one to call the police. However, it's things like this where it's like, I don't know if this is intentional or like subconscious, but I also don't like the fact that the bus driver was the one who was kind of like tying it all up, because it's like, for me, I just don't like that a man is like the one who's cleaning this whole thing up and the one to end it, really, because this is a story of women, of 2 women and a girl who, do you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe that's just me being a misandrist, because I do hate men. And it's like, why would a man be there? Why are we giving a man a reason to clean this whole thing up? However, though, you could also argue that that I'm entirely wrong here, because if the bus driver Steve did actually care and act on what he had been seeing, this never would have happened, because we saw these conversations with Margot and Steve, the bus driver, while she was in the bus, and him being like showing a bit of concern, and Margot being like, oh no, I'm fine, like even though it was visible she had like a bruise on her face, she was malnourished, like it was obvious that she was being abused in some way, and he just didn't act on it. So yet again, a man is the reason for this all going wrong, because if he did something, if he walked to the door, if he did anything like more, they wouldn't have been in that situation, I think, maybe, because it's like, we need to be taking care of. Again, the male teacher at the primary school, he really pissed me off when Margot started a period, and he was like, go away, like go to the bathroom. It's like, oh my god, literally, it's just a bit sickening how, I'll take back what I just said, all of them, because obviously a man, like the men in this book aren't in any way like saviours or anything. Like Steve was not saving Margot in any way, he just was the one to end it, and that's maybe why I'm annoyed, is that it ended on the note of a man being the one who tied the story up. And obviously we end with Margot narrating it, and she narrates the whole thing, but it's like him, I don't know, obviously what other way could it have ended, really? Like, I'm just being really picky, and just because I hate men I'm acting like this, but I do think this was a very good book, and the way men are described in this is very good, because it's like we are seeing their complete uselessness and just how little they care for girls and women. If Steve cared enough, he would have flipping called social services and been like, Margot has been literal slapped by a mother, like she's malnourished, like she's never washed. Like that is what an adult should do if they see a child like that. And also the teacher just being horrible and like not caring, not educating the girls enough on their periods, and then it's just like, it just makes me like hate men even more, to be honest. And then the gamekeeper, Abby's dad, was just like, he's just a filthy, rotten man. I'm glad he was gobbled up. I don't condone cannibalism, but you know what I mean. Anyway, but yes, I don't know what I'd rate this. I feel like rating books is something I like doing less and less. However, I would definitely recommend it. It's a bit squeamish, but it's good. That is my reading update. Does this count as me being out of my reading slump? I don't know. Still reading Project Hail Mary on my Kindle, but I did want to finish this, so I finished it. I don't know, this could be the end of the vlog, and if it is, maybe I will end it here, because I don't think I'm going to finish another book anytime soon, and if I do, that can be another vlog or something. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, I am very grateful, and I hope you enjoyed this different style of vlog to my last reading vlog. If you've watched that last reading vlog, who knows, but I'm still trying to find out my vlogging style. So yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for helping me get out of my reading slump, because if I wasn't holding myself accountable and making this video, I probably still would be deep in a reading slump. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.